What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day today, and today I have a very exciting model review for you guys. Today we're going to be taking a look at the GeminiJets 1:400 scale Republic Airways Embrear ERJ-175 in the standard house livery. I really hope you guys are excited for today's video, as this is yet another really cool house model here from GeminiJets, and there's a bunch to talk about with not only the uniqueness of the model, but how good the model is itself. So I'm very excited for this. I hope you guys are as well, and without any further delay or ado, I was going to say ado for different, but no, it's further delay here. Let's go ahead and get started. Here's the box here. Nothing too crazy, as it's a standard GeminiJets box, of course, so we know all the various components that make it up, so we won't spend too much time on that besides recognizing how nice the Republic house logo is, and also the shade of navy that they used here, which is kind of interesting. I don't think I've ever seen a box that really uses this. I don't know if I would tell it like mix. It's kind of interesting. This is more like, it doesn't look like what it does there on the tail. This almost looks more like a hybrid of a, I don't know, like a forest green and a turquoise put together or something. It's a very interesting color, but it's certainly really cool. So that's very nice to see right there. Here's the pamphlet. Nothing crazy, just talks about the 175 and its various components there for Republic. So that's very cool. And this aircraft was a 2023 release as well. I'm thinking it came out in May or April or so. So very nice to see that as well. Let's go ahead and throw in the model into this picture and see what we have going with it. So again, really great job by GeminiJets. It's really cool to see that they're continuing to release various house aircraft for some of the bigger subsidiary carriers or regional jet carriers across the United States. Over the last couple of years, we've got the Mesa CRJ-900, the SkyWest CRJ-700, and now this one comes to mind. So it's been really cool to see them diversify their offerings in those departments, and I'm hopeful that they'll continue to do so, not only for the sake of the uniqueness, but also for the sake of variety. So this is a really exciting aircraft to have. This officially marks that I can represent an American Eagle operated by Republic Airways Embrear 175 correctly, because I take that back. With normal winglets, let's be as particular as possible, because I do have a Republic 175 that has enhanced winglets. I've never been able to correctly represent a Republic Airways 175 with standard winglets, because there's not been one for American done. Again, with normal winglets, not enhanced, but normal winglets. So this is the correct version of that. So hopefully at some point we'll see the American 175 with normal winglets done, in addition to a Delta 175 with standard winglets. But this is just me being very wishful, as we finally got a future release for the enhanced winglet Delta 175, which is more than plentiful and what everybody has wanted, including myself. I'm very, very, very much looking forward to that. So I'm not trying to be greedy or wishful thinking. I'm just trying to, outlook what's possible now that they've done this. That was more the logic, rather than, I hope that none of that came off as complaint. I don't think it did, but looking into the future, it would be really cool to get an American Delta 175 with the straight up normal winglets like this. So hopefully we'll see those at some point, but nevertheless, getting the Republic house livery is a great start to that puzzle, and I'm excited to see how they'll build on it. So let's go ahead, get the aircraft turned right here, and go ahead and get started, as we have some really good components to this model. So let's go ahead and get started. Here's the cockpit windows along with the nose cone, which is looking really nice. We have some various pitot tubes and everything down here, so that's certainly looking good. Then, of course, we have the L1 boarding door, and then I believe this says operated by Republic Airways, even though it's in the house livery. That's an assumption. I could be wrong on what that says. Then you have the nose landing gear right here, which is very nice and adequately sized. The nose landing gear door with the 402 on it is referring to the registration prefix. And then, of course, you got the Republic Airways billboard titles, which are nice and italicized, so that certainly looks nice. A very basic yet powerful brand there, so that looks really good. On these Republic 175s, I think you've got about 12 seats of first, I believe. So that's what we're probably seeing there. And then, of course, you're a little bit of, main cabin extra here for American, but whatever interior has the economy plus, and then the main cabin. So that's certainly nice. There's that Navy engine right there, looking good there. That is very nice. The exhaust is pretty interesting, how it's almost bigger than the engine itself. So that's certainly very nice right there. In fact, it might be. It's pretty close. Here's the wing, where we have some pretty solid detail here for the flap slat and speed brake. Not the most detailed I've ever seen, since there's not much for indentations there on the flaps, but speed brakes, that is. But everything else looks really nice, especially for a regional jet in the Embrear 175. The bottom of the wing there, you can really get some good detail and see what we got going right there, but we'll take a more in-depth look of that here in a moment. Of course, you have some really nice panel detail right here that GeminiJets chose to add, which looks really nice in this aircraft. Certainly does not go unnoticed. And then we have the bottom antenna, the only one on this aircraft, and then the registration November 402 Yankee X-ray, very nice. Then we have the L2 door right there, as you see, Embrear 175. great detail in the door, by the way. And you have ERJ-Jets standing for Republic, so that's certainly pretty interesting. You can almost read it like RJ Jet, but that's obviously not what it is. Then you have the .com and the panel right there too, which is really nicely detailed. And then this is the only real interesting part of the livery itself, where you have the red stripe. Then you go into the navy tail that has Republic on it, and then I believe we have a whopping 7 stars there, so that certainly is very nice. So not sure why they chose number 7, but it looks good regardless. Then you have the APU, the horizontal stabilizers, and all the other applicable detail right there, so that's certainly looking very nice. The right side of the aircraft also has some pretty sufficient detail, including baggage door number 1 with a piece right there. I'm not sure if that's like a catch for it or a handle or what it's supposed to represent, but it's also on the back one. So that's certainly very cool to see right there, and we certainly love the effort there from GeminiJets to represent that in 1/4" scale. Here's the top of the aircraft. As you can see, it has some pretty standard detail, including 1 beacon and a couple of small panels right there. So that's certainly looking nice. Hopefully it's focusing. It's pretty hard to see the gray outlines, but they are there. And then on the bottom of the aircraft, this is certainly where the regional jets kill, and it's kind of unfortunate because it's the only place that you really can't see, period, is where we have some great detail there on the air inlets. Trying to get it to focus. There we go. The air inlets, along with the various inspection panels. It's really impressive down there. So they certainly did a very adequate job to represent that here. And I'm certainly very pleased with their efforts. Not in general, just to a degree. I'm just kidding. But really impressive there that GeminiJets did a really good job on that. So that's very, very nice. So the verdict for this model, another really good effort here on the 175. And this is really nice to see, as we typically don't get too many 175s with standard winglets from GeminiJets nowadays. We've typically got the enhanced winglets. So the last 175 I can think of, at least in North America with the normal winglets, was the Air Canada one in 2019. Although there probably has been 1 or 2 that I might be missing. We've had plenty of enhanced winglet releases though. The big one, like I said, American Delta with standard winglets would be awesome. Hopefully we get to see that at some point, but for the moment we have Republic here to fill the void, and we can now technically realistically represent American, but obviously this doesn't go into every airport every single day of the week, although I do think they have 2 of these, so they are easy to find around when the time is right. So that's certainly very nice about this. So Republic has a really nice operation for American with these out of LaGuardia, Washington National, and even O'Hare a little bit. So that's certainly very cool. I also think they might be at Miami too, which is certainly very cool. Republic's a cool airline. Certainly I would like to fly them again after flying them once from Chicago to Indianapolis on United Express. So that worked well. And yeah, Republic's certainly doing a great job. Again, really cool model choice right here. And I'm certainly very glad that they did it here for the sake of, getting the variety and everything. So that's certainly very nice. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in the future, and I think it's going to be absolutely awesome. So looking forward to it, and I hope you guys are as well. But nevertheless, that'll do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe, trust the process, do what you love, and love what you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.